Hello, everyone. We are so excited to be having our last Best Tuesday here in Cayman Brac. Next week, we'll be back in the stamping studio in Des Moines, Iowa. But we do our live videos every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central. And I always have my sweet husband, Steve, here.
Hi, everybody.
And I'm glad he's here. And tonight, I'm super glad he's here. By the way, as you're getting on, please in the chat say hi and tell us where you're from. If you're new tonight, please let us know. We'd love to give you a shout out and hear where you're from. So, Steve, if you know Steve, Steve usually has a story. He is very adventuresome. We are here on Cayman Brac because he's a scuba diver. I am a get in the pool and snorkel when forced. So, adventure, non-adventure.
I would never force you to go
So this afternoon, oh, by the way, isn't this card cute? I forgot we were here to make cards.
You jumped right into stories.
Well, you have to hear this story. It's
Exciting.
yes. So this is a Joyfold card. My team is called Joy Team. And in fact, right now during celebration, you can get a free glass mat and accessories. It's valued at $60 or an extra $30. It is a great time to join. I love my Joy Team. We meet every Tuesday night right before this video. And this is the style card we made a couple weeks ago. And then I think last week we made this card. It is pleated, and both of these use the Sunny Days Designer Series paper, which is free right now with a $50 order. So I will admit to you, I bought this Brighter Skies bundle just because it coordinated with the Designer Series paper. Did anyone else do that?
Switch microphones with me.
Oh, is there no mic on me?
Oh, I'm not sure. We're going to try this. See what
Okay.
they say.
Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Did you hear anything I just said?
And Tony was saying she could barely hear you, so
Okay.
I just was thinking maybe your microphone was not.
Is that better, Tony? Let us know. But anyway, how many of you bought the Brighter Skies bundle just because it matched the Sunny Days DSP? That is what I did. But I love making bright and happy cards. And why didn't I buy this to begin with, right? It is so cute. I've had fun playing with it. And I'm going to show you a couple things tonight. We're going to remake this card with different DSP. I am here with very few craft supplies. So it's been kind of interesting. I really love that Stampin' Up! Coordinates everything. So I have a hard time not coordinating. I want it all to coordinate so well. And I'm going to use the strawberries. So I wanted strawberry stamps and other things, but we will see what happens. So, and this card is just pleated and glued down. I don't know if you can see that. Love these dies. I think it's called Everyday Details. So cute for those dies. But for this card, what you need first is a piece of cardstock, and it is 4 1/4 across and 11 inches down. And then put it in your trimmer. I went ahead and did this ahead of time. Put both ends in the trimmer and cut it down to the score line. So it's going to be like this. You can make your joy folds in any direction. I've done it this way, but I've never done them horizontally. Did you put up the measurement for that? What have you done over there, Steve?
I am currently working.
Are you chatting with people?
No, I'm working on our microphones.
Okay.
So
is this microphone not working either?
I'm not sure. Just keep going.
Okay.
You keep going and I'll catch up.
I will keep going. We need to get the microphone to work so you can hear Steve's story. But if you're making this along with me, 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2 like a normal card, and then cut diagonally from the corner to the score line. Very, very easy. Then you're going to get 2 pieces of Designer Series paper. And I have 2 kinds of DSP with me. I have the, I can't think of the name now. I have the balloon paper DSP, and I have Sunny Days. So I chose to use this, it's red flowers on the back and the strawberries. So I cut 2 of these at 4 inches by 5 1/4, and then I cut this diagonally. Now, when you're cutting diagonally, make sure that you've thought about where it needs to go. You want your strawberries horizontal, so you want this to match the cut you already did. So that's something when we did it with Joy Team, if they had cut it ahead of time, they might have cut it in a different direction. So just be aware of that. So then I'm going to take the designer series paper. This is a petal pink plaid, and I'm just going to put it inside the card. Oops. A stem just fell on the floor. Later, when I'm looking for it, could you remind me and say, it's on the floor, it's still here.
Okay, I think we've solved the audio problem, so I am ready to display banners.
Hello, hello. So StreamYard, if you're watching us on Facebook, we can't see you unless you give StreamYard permission. They give us your name just on this broadcast. It's, I promise, nothing happens. It's safe. People have done this with us for years. So did you show the Facebook how to give them permission banner?
I am about to.
Okay. And then Prize Patrol, that would be your next banner you want to show, right, Steve?
Right. But was I supposed to show some measurements? Because I haven't been doing that.
Yep. But they were easy.
I have been solving technological issues. And now
Can't you do all the things at once?
No.
But you're amazing. You can do.
Well, I'm still alive after my adventure today that I can tell people about now that I'm displaying. So I am showing that you had cardstock at 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4.
No. Is that really what it says?
That's what it says.
Who wrote that?
Cut front flap diagonally.
Okay. Just take the measurements down.
No?
It's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. It's fine. Just move on. Then there's DSP, 2 of them, 4 by 5 1/4.
Yes, that part's right.
Yay. I wonder who put that first measurement in.
Well, I can correct it. Just tell me.
No, it's okay. They know how to do this.
So what was it supposed to be again?
Don't correct it.
4 1/4
by 11,
by
scored
11.
at 5 1/2. He's not listening to me. He's correcting it anyway.
Keep going.
Okay. So then I cut that DSP, the strawberry, diagonally, and here we have the card. Very simple. Okay, do you want to catch up with me now?
Yes.
Okay, now we have the mini card. It is 4 inches wide, 6 inches long, scored at 3 inches. And the colors on this is shaded spruce. This DSP is petal pink. And then this is Poppy Parade. And the reason for those colors is if you look on the back of the designer series paper, that is the colors that were in the designer series paper. So I was just getting them to match. Now, when you go to put this card on, you want to make sure it shuts. So typically you would have this card right in the center, but totally right in the center, it might not shut. So we're just going to zhuzh it over a little bit. So it still has a nice border on the 2 sides that show, but you want the card to shut. So I'm going to put glue on the back of all of it.
Okay. I'm going to adjust volume again, so hold on just a second, please.
Who knew we'd have technical difficulties on our 4th week here?
We're having...
You know, this afternoon we had no internet for hours. That's why I posted it so very late. On the inside, I'm just going to put a basic white in here, and you would stamp your sentiment. And this is 3 3/4 by 2 3/4.
I have another technological issue. I will solve it in just a second.
Should I stop talking?
No, keep talking, but they do not have your camera on your hands right now.
Okay.
So you'll have to hold things up to your other camera.
Okay. So the card, when the mini card is open, it's like that. And then this shuts and this layer shuts over the top. Okay. Now, on this card, on the original card, the stems are black on this designer series paper. So I put black stems here, and then I use the colors out of the designer series paper again, Crush Curry, Poppy Parade, and Petal Pink. And then I used the celebration embellishments, and I thought they looked, I can't remember if it's pool party, but it's close enough. I think it's pool party. So I put those in the center. But what I would do in a perfect world is do something with strawberries on the front of this. I guess I could have cut out the designer series paper, but I didn't. So I decided I would build a flower scene, trying to make it not too busy. I don't like cards that are really busy. And I thought I'd see what we could do. So out of Brighter Skies, I use this long die. This is great. There's 2 of them for either cutting grass or clouds, sky. And so I made some grass that I'm going to put on the front of this card. And I'm just going to glue it right on. I wanted to use Granny Apple Green, but it's spruce, shaded spruce in the designer series paper. If this is your first time here, please come back again another time, because we don't normally have technical difficulties, do we, hon?
We do not normally have technical difficulties.
Okay, so everything's matching very nicely. Then this, I don't know if anyone's done this. I haven't seen anyone do it, but the sun, I love, oh, you can't see there. I keep thinking you're looking at that. It's back.
Yeah.
It's here, it's there, it's everywhere. I don't know where to look or what to do, but this sun is Daffodil Delight, which is not in this paper, but I cut out the circle too with the stitching, and I'm popping it up on a Stampin' Dimensional. And if this isn't a bright, happy sun, I don't know what is. So I'm going to put a bright, happy sun on my card. Are you chatting with people?
I have been so busy just trying to get the cameras working and the audio working.
Okay.
I would really appreciate if one of our guests would just let me know if we're okay. Bev says, thumbs up from Florida. Thank you, Bev.
Yay. Bev is always here. She lives in Iowa part of the year, and she always gets on early, and it's so encouraging because every time we get on, there she is, and we appreciate you, Bev. Now on these stems, there's 2 different choices of stems. Is this camera still working, Steve? Yes. I really like this one with the detail in it, and that's what I used on this card. But I thought it would be easier to do it on the camera if I used a more boring stem. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. And that Granny Apple Green one that fell on the floor, I can't help myself. There's no Granny Apple Green in the DSP. But what do you think? Is it okay if I use some on this anyway? And then I'm going to make the 3rd one shaded spruce again. So maybe this scene that I'm making would be better not with strawberries on it. So what could I have done differently? Give me your ideas. I could have just used cardstock here and used an embossing folder, but I didn't bring any embossing folders with me. What else could I have done? I could have put just simply, I could have put petal pink cardstock down here, But I also have some tulips that I cut out of petal pink, and I'm going to pop them up here. So again, this is limited supplies stamping. Ooh, I like that. Do you like that? So I'm going to put these on here. And Steve, where are you at now? Are you good?
I'm still struggling a bit. Here's what I'm going to ask you to do. We still have a couple people reporting that they can barely hear you. So I want you to talk really loud.
Hello, can you hear me?
All right. So are you ready for me to jump into my story?
I have a mom voice. Okay, let me just show you the cards. That way, if you don't want to hear Steve's story, you can go on your way. It might be the best part of the evening, though. But here is the original card. Both the inside, here I put big hugs. Big hugs came from perennial postage, and the die came from perennial postage. I used the third largest one on this card. So there's the two great big ones, kind of card layer size. And then this one is just basic white. It's the third largest. I put that on there. These flowers are all from the bright skies, and then the black stems. And I popped up the flowers. I used glue dots on the stems. So then on this card, it doesn't have that layer on the front. It's got some grass and the cute sun, and then some tulips. So like I said,
where are the tulips from?
Tulips are from bright skies. Everything you see here is the sentiment, and this die is perennial postage. Everything else on this card is from bright skies. It does go with the sunny days, and it's almost February 1st. And we don't know for sure, but I believe in February, a lot of times they come out with new celebration items. So I am excited for February 1st to find out what that might be. Can I talk about Joy Club really quick too?
Sure.
For your story? We've made more progress again this week. We are so excited. Around March 1st, or possibly before, we are going to open up Joy Club. A lot of people have reached out and wanted to be on Joy Team, which is my team of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, but for various reasons cannot do that. There's other people who just would love to have a community of people that are kind, that we can connect together, inspire each other. It's the nicest group of women. You will feel uplifted. My video or Zoom call that we do, it's the best part of my week. So we're going to be doing Zoom calls with all of you that are part of Joy Team. And one big surprise, people have always wanted to do our sampler swaps. That will also be part of Joy Club. I'm getting them mixed up. Joy Team, you have to be signed up as a demonstrator with me. Joy Club is open to everyone, and it will be open in a few weeks, and I hope you'll consider joining us.
Open to everyone around the world.
Around the world. You don't have to be in the US. You don't have to be a demonstrator. But you do have to be kind. You do have to love to make cards, and it will be so much fun. I think you're going to love it. We are very, very excited about it. So tell me in the comments, do you like card number 1 or card number 2?
Yep.
I'm guessing you're all going to like card number 1. And also do the prize patrol. Can you get the prize patrol graphic up there, hun?
We've had it up the whole time.
Okay. Are people signing up for prize patrol? Okay.
I can tell you how many people are signed up.
Oh, you don't have to tell me.
16 people are signed up.
And you can win prize patrol once a month. So if you've already won in January, please don't sign up. Okay. Do you have time for his story? Let me know in the comments.
I'll do the Cliff Notes version.
Okay, here's the short version.
So I went on an adventure hike today.
Can they see you?
I think they can see me, yes.
Okay.
I went on an adventure hike today, and I was down at the far end of the island. You can only get to actually the bottom of the cliff that's on the far end of the island if you walk up this beach. And it starts out being beach, but then it turns into all these rocks and boulders and what we call iron shore, which is very sharp edged rocks like lava rock. And you have to wear hiking boots to get over it. And
it's dangerous. So let's talk about why you went by yourself and why I didn't go with you.
Because Beth knows that it's dangerous, therefore she did not want to go climb on these jagged rocks. But because I'm an adventurer, I decided to do it.
I feel like my frontal cortex is fully formed.
But I'm a guy, I wanted adventure. So I got all the way out there and I got all the way across all those jagged rocks, got pictures.
And he was making videos. He's like, here's what I'm going to do next. He'd show it and then he'd go do it.
And so I got all the way almost back to where I started. And I on my video, I said, look, I only almost died twice falling on the sharp rocks. I want to find some more adventure. There's a cave up there. I'm going to see if I can get there. And
is that a guy thing or what?
And so I started going across, and I'm on the video. I said, well, problem is these rocks are just not very stable. And they keep moving under my feet. And well, I hope I can get up there.
You guys, the Holy Spirit was going, stop, Steve.
Well,
don't
and
do
that's
it.
where I messed up my hand, because I did fall and I went to catch myself on the sharp, jagged rocks and cut my hand.
His head was aiming for this sharp, jagged rock.
But instead, I threw my hand down and saved myself. But then I knew that I had cut my hand because it really didn't feel very good.
And so he hiked back to the car, got in the car, drove home. And I'm like, you're home. How was it? He's like, oh. And I said, what's going on? He goes, stay there. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? He's like, I have to wash all the blood off before I show it to you.
Well, and the thing was, because it was bleeding, it was mostly scrapes and stuff, but you know, they bleed when they're on your hand and everything. And so I wanted to get the blood off so she wouldn't be traumatized by it, because it wasn't really that bad. It just looked like it because it was bleeding. So,
but then we were outside after that. And what was your quote? This quote I'm going to write down.
First quote was, it must have been a good adventure because I had to get out the first aid kit when I got home. And then the second quote was, I think my propensity for adventure is diminished.
Can you believe it? It's about time. It scares me. What if that had cut his wrist and he like bled out? Or what if he landed on the rocks with his head? So he has the car down there. What would I do? I don't know anyone here to call. I didn't know exactly where he was. Yeah.
So yeah,
we wouldn't be doing this video tonight. We'd be in a hospital.
But everything turned out fine. My biggest concern, honestly, after this happened, my hand hurt and everything, but then I thought, darn, if this is too bad, I'm not going to be able to go diving on Friday.
You know, sharks like blood, right? You have to stop bleeding.
Right.
We've done the Band-Aids twice, so in the last couple hours. So I hope
they're good now.
Are you sure you're done bleeding?
No blood. I'm good. I'll be all good by Friday.
Okay. Well, anyway, pray for Steve that he can use the front of his brain to not do things that are too crazy. It's a good thing your mom doesn't know what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, all right. So if everybody has entered Prize Patrol into the comments, hashtag Prize Patrol, you can decide whether you want card number 1 or card number 2.
Card number 1 or card number 2.
And let's do our drawing.
Or maybe you want card number 3. That one's really cute. We love it when you guys join us. I like it more when I can see the comments. I felt lonely over here tonight making my card. I didn't know if you were saying anything. So next week when we're back in the studio, it'll be awesome again. I'll get to see the screen.
Here we go.
Because my fun part of this is spending time with you.
Here goes the drawing.
Okay.
Round and round we go. 16 people entered.
I hope you win.
And the winner is Wendy Morell.
Wendy, congratulations. Let me know which card you want, and I will be home next week, and I will pop it in the mail to you. I have all the January card winners with me, and I'll be mailing all those when we get home. So I have one other piece of news tonight. Some of you know that Steve was going to come with me to Houston to the On Stage in March, and guess what? This morning, he agreed. Not only is he going, but he actually paid the fee to get to go to everything. He's going to be stamping with us. He's going to the nighttime optional stamping. He's going to be at the whole
I almost bailed on that because
enchilada.
she said, no, you actually have to do stamping while you're there.
I'm like, honey, some of you need to come and help him, okay?
Yeah, I will need lots of help. And she's like, well, but you'll meet more people if you need help. And I said, well, I'll meet lots of people then.
I hope you all have a blessed week. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it if you like and share the video, and bring your friends. Come back next week. We'll see you soon. Blessings, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.